For over 1,000 generations, the Seraphon have been the guardians of peace and justice in the mortal realms. Influencing the world guided by their great plan, Lord Croak and his Starborn legions have materialized to confront Teclis and the Lumineth warriors. Affronted by the indignation and doubting of their own crusade, Teclis and his Illumnia elves decide to take action, refusing to turn aside from their goal. With 2 supreme spellcasters on the battlefield, will it be magical dominance that decides the victor? Or could a stalemate between gods mean that strength of arms might make the decisive blow?
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Season of War. Jordan and I are here to play another exciting game of 3.0.
Yep.
I got new Croak last week, so I've been working on him for a bit here. Not fully finished yet, but
well, on the way. I mean, he looks great.
Yeah,
it's an awesome new model.
Big time, yeah. Kind of going with the theme. A lot of blue in my army, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So as you can see here, we got Seraphon and Lumineth, two of the big baddies from 2.0.
A matchup we've been waiting to play for quite a while.
Yeah.
Especially with like new Croak and stuff.
Yeah, so premium members, as you guys know, we put a lot of them into voting. Yeah. So we did vote, put it up for a vote, and they wanted to see Lumineth. So Battle of the Mages. Yeah, so should be interesting. Yeah, and as you can also see, we're playing on our GUR table, so pretty thematic for 3.0.
Yep.
Got printable scenery that's just amazing. All the nice mushrooms and destruction.
Their sets are always like, having this terrain, all the sets are so fun to set up because they're just so thematic and whatnot, so.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Always looks good.
Absolutely. Yeah, and also want to give a shout out to Lionel and X-Planet. You guys saw him a couple weeks ago. Got my new Croak, got our new books, got all our new stuff for 3.0.
Yeah, so always appreciate him hooking us up and
supporting your local stores. I know we say it a lot, but
it's always important.
Yeah. And on that note, actually, I guess we just chat about. So we have actually a local event coming up for 2.0.
Yes.
So it's interesting. I've been hobbying for like the last week, trying not to get too much into 3.0 because we still have a 2.0 at Grand Clash.
It's not too local because it's an 8-hour drive, a road trip away for us, a province away.
Yeah.
But we're going to be going to Grand Clash in Quebec, and it's our last send off for 2.0. Before we really fully dive into the new stuff. I mean, we have been diving into it, but.
Yeah. I guess I say local because there's so many people from around the world. It's like, it's in Canada at least, so it's somewhat local for us. But yeah, don't want to take too long. I don't know, Jordan, you want to take us through what the mission we're playing?
The mission we're playing today is Power in Numbers. So there's 3 objectives on either side of the table. Normal kind of controlling, but battle line do take precedence.
Yeah.
So if we each have the same amount of models, if one of the units is battle line, they get precedence of the unit, even if they have less numbers actually.
Yeah, which is going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah. And then there's no storing for the objectives themselves, except for when you burn them. And from the second battle round on, you can burn any objectives that you control, and you earn points equal to the number of turns you've held it to an extent. Based on how long you've held it. If you burn it the turn you take it, it's 1 point. The second turn, 2 points. The third turn, 4 points.
Yep.
If you hold it from turn 1 until turn 5 without losing it, it's 8 points.
Which is
significant.
Absolutely. Yeah. And burning on from turn 2.
Yes. Yeah. From turn 2 on.
Yeah, it's the old better part of Valor, if you guys remember. It was always one I remember in packs, like if it's there and you got, battle line is so key.
Yep.
Obviously a few changes, but yeah, it's going to be good.
And with GUR, there will also be the burning of an objective in round 3 based on priority, so something to consider as well. Mm-hmm. And then as normal, obviously we are storing 2 points around for our battle tactics and 3 points for our grand strategy at the end, so those are always going to be impactful, as we've seen. And then I also do want to just make a quick mention. You can see we're still sitting down, but our table isn't quite as low.
Yeah.
We're playing on a pile of garbage cans and 2x4s for the legs of our table, and just haven't had a chance to fully establish the set. We had to film this battle report right after the last one because we are going to be away the weekend before this comes out. So this comes out on Monday. We'll be on our way home from Grand Clash in Quebec. So again, we had to film this in advance, so we haven't had a chance to fully set up the set yet. Yeah. So just apologies there. Bear with us as we are getting adjusted, and have new lenses and stuff on the way to accommodate the new space.
Yeah.
So lots of improvements to come. back to our normal standard and beyond. So super excited about all that stuff.
Yeah, and almost on our way to the next goal. So we're pretty close to hitting 2 battle reports a week. So that'll be 8 battle reports a month. We've been talking about this for like almost a year, finally getting to this stage. So just more content that, for everyone, and it's exciting.
Yeah, for sure. So if you are interested in the premium membership, or you want to learn a little bit more, you can hit the join button below this video. Yeah. So those 4 extra battle reports will be premium member exclusive ones. So again, our premium members are the ones who are really supporting the channel and making all the battle reports and content possible.
Yep.
So this is an extra incentive and reward for our premium members for all their support, going from 1 extra battle report a month to 4. So hopefully there'll be a lot more to watch and enjoy. And again, always trying to evolve and grow with your guys' feedback. So look forward to hearing it.
All right, cool. So let's get this show on the road. What do you got here, Jordan, today?
Awesome. So as you said, I am playing Lumineth. This is probably what I had in mind nearly as my main competitive build for Lumineth in 2.0. Obviously adjusted for 3.0, basically losing a unit or 2 was the difference. So I'm a little light. Yeah, exactly. Because of all that. So feel a little thin on numbers, but obviously we'll see how it works out. I'm going to try and get maximum use out of all my units.
Yeah, scary.
Yeah, I am playing Alumnia, so I have pregame move, run and charge, a couple different tricks like that. And for battle line, I have a unit of 30 Wardens, a unit of 10 Wardens, and then a unit of 30 Sentinels. Obviously, my 2 reinforced units over here.
Terrifying.
And then my Cathalar, who is my general with the command trait and artifact.
Yep.
And Titleist, obviously, going to be doing some magical things. Hopefully, not getting shut down by 4 unbind at +3.
+3 now, if I have, yeah.
So that's going to be dangerous, but hopefully we'll be able to, get off enough stuff and
roll some 4-ups for
and maybe kill him.
Yeah, 4-ups for reflections. We'll see
exactly.
how well those go.
And then I have everything here in my army wrapped up in 1 battalion, which is the Battle Regiment, which was a 1-drop. So I had to deploy everything first because you made me the attacker in this match.
Yep.
So I deployed my whole army. And it's very interesting. I love the dynamic now. I kind of set up based on where your terrain placement was.
Yep.
And then based on my setup, you flipped to the opposite side. Interesting dynamic, and we'll obviously see how it plays out. And choosing my grand strategy for the game or for the list, obviously we do it before we know the matchup and game and all that. The one I chose was hold the line, so this is to have a battle line unit survive until the end of the game. I have 2 30 blocks, so hopefully
seems pretty
if they both get wiped out, it's going to be hard to do. But you're
in a bad spot.
I'm in a bad spot. So hopefully I can do that. And again, keep those live and kill your stuff first.
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty much what this game's going to be. Yeah. All right, cool. So then, going through my list, it's actually somewhat similar to what I used to run in 2.0. Taking a hit huge, not being able to take 3 Sallies anymore or 40 Skinks. So a little bit different. So for heroes, I have Croak. I brought the Carnosaur actually out, so it's a Scar Vet and Carnosaur. Great pick. I think it's like 215 points. Didn't go up most of the rest of the monsters. So everyone has been talking about that, and it is just a great pick. And just awesome to have that model that I've had painted for so long.
It's a very cool model.
Bringing it out, not just playing Skinks. So he's a general. I gave him the rear ones to save, and then as well the Amulet of Destiny, which is just
the best artifact in the game.
Yeah, any monster now is just good with a 5-up ward.
Exactly.
So he's got that. And then I got an Ashleth Bear, a Skink Star Priest, a unit of 10 Skinks, a unit of 30 Skinks with the offensive ones with the Moonstone Clubs and the Bolt Spitters, and then a unit of 5 Saurus Guard to be with Croak, a unit of 2 Salamanders, a unit of 1 Salamander, and then a unit of 10 Chameleon Skinks in reserve. So then I went with the other kind of thing you'll probably see is a lot of the time you're going to see the 1-drop battalion because going first or second is huge. The other one you see is doing the Warlord battalion and then the 1-drop battalion.
One of those, that one, or there's the Battle Regiment and the 3-drop hero one.
Yes.
So you'll see a lot.
It's a lot of 5-drop or 1-drop.
Probably 4, 5, or 1.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. We don't talk about before we play. So I was like, this seems like a pretty low drop. I probably would have split the camos, but I wanted to keep it to 5 drops. So So and then I have Cogs as well.
Oh yes.
So and then you have
and I do have Spell Portal. Forgot to mention that in my list. So.
But otherwise, other than that, I think we're good to go. So I think you obviously outdrop me here, so you get choice, and then you got some...
So I will have choice, but before I choose, I do have to do my pre-game moves with Alumnia. So I'm just going to do those moves real quick, and we'll be back in a moment.
Sounds good.
All right, so just finished my pre-game move for Alumnia, moving my Wardens and breaking Shining and Company so they can run. Obviously, I have the run and charge.
Yep.
Moving my Sentinels up closer to threat range, as well as my Cathalar. I moved her up to be in range for spellcasting.
Yep.
Unsurprisingly, as I normally do in this kind of build, I am going to take first turn here, try and dish out a little pain. So jumping into it, I'm going to choose for my battle tactic aggressive expansion, which is to take control of 2 objectives that aren't wholly within my territory. I was thinking actually I could easily take yours, but realizing these are not wholly within my territory, I'm going to choose 2 of my own objectives.
Of any of the 6 objectives.
So if I capture, I think I... at
the end of the battle round.
So I picked 2 objectives. So I already gained control of these 2 in deployment. So I will remain in control, control them at the end of the turn. They're not wholly within my territory. And then for my heroic action, I am going to do heroic leadership with the Cathalar here for the extra command point.
Yep.
I do not get it.
No, and I'm going to do same thing with Croak. And I'm going to get it.
Okay, sounds good. Well, with that, we'll jump into turn 1. Lumineth the Realm Lords going first.
Sounds good.
At the start of the hero phase, the Cathalar spends their Aether Quartz to cast an extra spell, and Teclis chooses to cast 4 spells. The Cathalar casts Lambent Light, thanks to a reroll from the Shrine Luminar, targeting the single Salamander. The large units of Wardens and Sentinels both cast Power of Hysh. With their second spell, the Cathalar casts the Umbrella Spell Portal, but is unbound. Teclis casts Speed of Hysh on the 30 Wardens, but then has Total Eclipse and Protection of Teclis unbound. The 10 Wardens cast Ethereal Blessing on Teclis. And with Teclis' last spell, he casts Mystic Shield on the 30 Wardens. In the movement phase, the Wardens use At the Double for free from the Shrine Guardian. Teclis deals 5 damage to the Salamander, killing the handlers but leaving it with 1 wound remaining. The Sentinels all shoot at Croak, eliminating the Saurus Guard and dealing 4 wounds to the Ancient Slann. At the end of the phase, Lord Croak rolls a 9 and is safe from being slain by dead for innumerable ages. At the start of the charge phase, the Wardens use Seize the Moment. After the Wardens charge in, the Salamander uses Unleash Hell, killing 5 of the Hyshian elves. Starting off combat, the High Warden fails to connect with his Moonfire Flask, leaving the Salamander right in the way between the Wardens and the Croak. The Wardens kill 5 skinks, finishing off the Salamander, and deal 6 wounds to Croak. Lord Croak then attacks, killing 4 wardens. At the end of combat phase, Croak rolls a 12, surviving dead for innumerable ages, only by 2 wounds. The wardens use Inspiring Presence, and the Lumineth end their turn claiming 5 of the 6 objectives and scoring their battle tactic for 2 points.
All right, so end of Lumineth, turn 1. As we saw, I have the super speedy big block of 30 just pushing in, taking 2 of your objectives, almost 3 of them, but I could have stretched it, but it wasn't worth it.
Yep.
But I do control 5, but there's no store in this round. I did achieve my battle tactic for claiming these 2, again, not wholly within my territory. So I do store 2 points for this round. The Warden block did what I wanted, but I could have been a little smarter potentially with my activations. Now, I shot with Techless hoping to get some wounds on that Salamander unit so that I could clear it with my flask and then pile more guys into Croak. Because obviously I cleared Croak's defensive shield in the Source Guard.
The Sentinels absolutely obliterated the 10 Source Guard.
So they were actually and Croak had to roll, potentially had a chance to die there.
It was 4 wounds, so I had to roll 16.
And then in combat, if I rolled the 1 with the flask, which was devastating. If I had rolled the 2 up, the Sally would have been gone.
You would have got way more wardens
into
Croak. I would
have got like 6 or 8 more wardens into Croak, which...
I rolled, I think, a 12.
So he would have died.
He would have died,
On that 2 up, if I had made that 2 up, Croak would have been dead.
Because
I'm 100% guaranteed at least 2 more wounds with 6 guys.
So that's odd. And I didn't even forget. I forgot about the flask. Obviously,
devastating. Especially Ridge, you made a really good play of doing the Overwatch because that Sally was live on 1. He got to shoot. That took out 5 wardens, which was huge. And then Croak, I think, took out another 4.
He had 13. It's every model within 3. So I did a full pile-in, and it was.
But man,
13.
I would have been fine with that if he died at the end of the round, which he was so close to happening. With that, again, I control 5 objectives. Pressure's on you to take these back. Otherwise, I'm potentially at a scoring advantage depending on turn 2 priority.
So let's just get that double back and...
But Ridge, what do you want to do for battle tactics and heroic actions this turn?
So after looking around, I'm going to do Savage Spearhead. So just have 2 units wholly within your territory.
Okay, sounds good.
And then for, I guess Croak doesn't need to heal, so...
heroic actions.
I'm just going to do the heroic leadership. So
sounds
for
good.
Another CP. And I'm not going to get it.
Okay. I am going to do the same thing with Techless here. I do not get it. That is devastating. So we will jump into Seraphon, turn 1.
Let's do it.
At the start of the turn, Lord Croak and the Star Priest each generate an additional command point. The Sage's Staff is the active asterism on Lord Croak. The Astrolith Bearer generates 1 Celestial Conjuration point, and Croak then withholds a spell cast, generating 1 additional. Croak starts things off by casting Chronomantic Cogs, but is unbound. He then casts Comet's Call, dealing 4 mortal wounds, Mystic Shield on himself, and Stellar Tempest, which is auto-unbound by Techless. The Skink Star Priest then casts Hand of Glory on the 30 skinks, and also blesses them with his Serpent Staff. Lord Croak uses Supreme Gift from the Heavens on himself and the Carnosaur. At the end of the movement phase, the salamanders teleport using Lord of Space and Time and the chameleon skinks Deep Strike. The Sentinels use their Aether Quartz for +1 save as the chameleon skinks shoot at them, killing 5 elves. The Sentinels then also use all-out defense, but the salamanders still kill 13. The skinks shoot at the wardens, killing 8. The Scarvet on the Carnosaur uses Forward to Victory, but does not make his charge. The skinks attack, dispatching the last of the remaining wardens. In the Battle Shock phase, the Cathalar uses emotional transference to make the Sentinels immune to Battle Shock. The volatility of the Seraphon is evident, devastating the Lumineth forces and scoring their battle tactic.
All right, we're back here. I don't know really what happened, but there's a lot of models off the table.
Seraphon happened. Yep.
Seraphon, yeah, the plan, getting Hand of Glory on these guys now, especially with reroll 1s gone, is absolutely massive. So them rerolling 1s, giving them +1 hit from the unit champion, fully shooting into the wardens, and then fully charging. I rolled an 11, fully wrapped around.
I had thought about doing redeploy when you moved.
Yep.
Which would, in hindsight, would have been the decision. The reason I didn't is because I only had 1 CP. So I've been so CP hungry because I didn't roll any of my 4-ups.
Yep.
And I needed to save it for Battle Shock.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, in hindsight, also my turn 1 play should have been putting Battle Shock immunity on them instead of the Mystic Shield. Because in this case, that didn't help too much.
The +1 save, yeah.
Could have got that from other, places.
And that's with skinks. It's just the age-old amount of attacks.
Yeah.
So things that have a 3-up save, that's great, but you just need a lot of attacks in mortals, and that's them in spades. So
exactly.
Even with 30 of them, that was still as lethal as always.
Yep. Got a very important roll coming up.
Yeah, this one's gonna matter.
It basically, I think it's whether the game continues or not.
Yeah, I
otherwise,
agree.
Yeah. So we're gonna roll our lucky dice.
Yep.
That's a 3.
That's a 1.
So I do win priority here. Obviously, I have to take it.
Yep.
And for my battle tactic this round, I think I'm going to take Monstrous Takeover. Gotta get Teclis on an objective, taking an objective back.
Yep.
And then for my heroic action, I am going to do Heroic Leadership. We'll do that with Teclis. Let's roll a 4-up. I don't get it.
0 for 3.
Yeah.
I will also do Heroic Leadership with Croak. No, I don't either.
All right, so I'm obviously still a little CP hungry taking first turn.
Yep.
But we will jump into top of round 2 with Lumineth going first.
At the start of the hero phase, the Sentinels use Rally, returning 3 models. Teclis decides to cast 4 spells, starting with Burning Simoon, but is unbound. The Wardens cast Power of Hysh, as do the Sentinels who are unbound. Teclis then casts Protection of Teclis, transporting Vortex on the Sentinels, and with his last spell casts Howling Gale on the Skinks. Ending the hero phase, the Cathalar casts Mystic Shield on the Wardens. In shooting phase, Teclis kills 2 skinks, and the Sentinels use all-out attack, killing another 6. At the end of the charge phase, Teclis stomps, killing 1 skink. In combat, Teclis uses all-out attack, killing 10 more skinks. The skinks fight back, dealing 1 wound to Teclis. After 19 casualties, another 10 skinks flee to Battleshock, leaving 1 model left from the unit. At the end of their turn, the single skink prevents Teclis from capturing the central objective and the battle tactic. But the Lumineth burn the 3 objective in their starting territory and score 6 points this turn.
All right, so such a strong turn in terms of coming back from the position I was in. Again, Seraphon, with your unbinds, so devastating to not having that feel no pain turn 1, the 5-up ward.
Yep.
And so again, if I got priority, I felt like I could come back and make a game of it. Mm-hmm. And again, I rallied and teleported the Sentinels.
Got 3 back.
Yep. So they're safe relatively. Obviously, you have teleports with 1 unit.
Yep.
But you can't teleport on the objective is a trade-off. And then I knew I needed Teclis to take that objective. That was also my battle tactic. So that means I don't score my battle tactic either of taking an objective because 1 stink survived, and because he's battle line, he holds that objective with precedence over Teclis.
Yep. And he only survived
because you rolled a 1 on your battle shock. A 2 up, and that stink is gone. I take that objective. I have the option to burn all 5, score 10 points.
Would have been massive.
Because you're max stating 8 for that.
Yep. And it would have been pure battle tactics. It would have been super tight.
Yeah.
And even if you want to talk about they'll see you cast the spell that doesn't let me use CP.
Yes.
So I couldn't parting shot. I couldn't redeploy when Teclis moved close. Like that spell alone is unbelievably good.
So obviously I have a lot of spell options, and people will probably question why I went with 4 casts here.
Yep.
Croak on a +3, he's potentially unbinding my 12s.
Yep.
You unbound my first 2 spells with 10s and 11s.
Yep.
So
they were
with
13s
+3s,
and 14s. Yep.
You would have unbound those 2 anyways.
Yep.
So the reason I go with more is to try and bait out your spells or make you choose which ones, because I have so many good options.
Yep.
You can't unbind everything. So I try and, rather than high casting 2, I try and just, throw too many threats at you.
Which I feel like I did well the first turn, but then this one I didn't. You
don't know it. There's 22 spells Teclis knows, so you can't be prepared for everything.
Yeah.
But you did stop burning Simoom, which would have eliminated that
Horde
unit.
killer, and that would have been it as well. Yep.
I only rolled 1 damage on my stomp there.
So many little things. Classic Warhammer, and it took us a second because I had 1 left, and I'm like, oh, whatever, it's not gonna. Wait a second, it's battle line.
Yeah. So obviously super impactful.
Yeah.
Because again, I could have scored 10 points this round.
Yep.
+2 for I would have got my battle tactic. Mm-hmm. So that's huge and heartbreaking.
Yeah, when we were talking about it and the objectives, and it was just like, I guess I should have played a little more of getting on the objectives, because once you said, you're like, and I realized, I'm like, oh shit, that's 5 points. That's going to be 10 points, and there's only 1 objective
Here's
left.
the thing.
It took me a minute to...
So I'm going to mention this because, again, casual games, also me and Ridge are teammates, so we talked everything through.
As we're playing,
full disclosure, because we want to practice and make sure each other are prepared to face these armies at events.
Yep.
If I have taken that objective, so again, 1 wound off or a battle shock of 2+,
yep.
I burn all 10.
Yep, 10 points.
10 points.
Yep.
Sorry, I burn all 5 for 10 points,
yep.
+2 for my battle tactic.
Yep.
Puts me ahead by 12 points right now.
Yep.
You still have at least scoring your battle tactic.
Yep.
But if Ridge was to take turn 3, I burn that last objective.
And you couldn't have,
And I'm ahead and there's nothing he can do about it. Or if I win priority, I would just give it to him so I can burn it.
Yeah.
That would end the game. There's a slight chance if you deny me all my battle tactics and grand strategies and scored all yours, you could still maybe eke out a 1 or 2
which
point
I could
lead.
do if I wiped You know what I mean? You could still definitely
But
wipe.
it would have been so difficult.
Yes.
So obviously, big plays, so
Crazy.
close. This is like, again, 2 devastating armies.
Yeah.
You're just going toe to toe, smacking each other.
We're
Lots
not-
to play for. We are going to go into Seraphon turn 2. But what do you want to do for battle tactics?
I'm going to go with aggressive expansion, the same one as you. So I'm going to hold.
You already have them.
I hold both of these, so I'm just going to come back, make sure I get that, and then see what I can do with it. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the CP on a 4+. So the
for heroic leadership.
Leadership. Yep. So I'm going to get it.
Okay.
4.
And I mean, can't expect to get it. My rolls have been horrible, so I'm going to do their finest hour on Teclis.
Yeah.
Defensively.
Yep.
And
Makes
we'll
sense.
jump into Seraphon turn 2,
2.
bottom of the round.
Yep.
This turn, the active asterism is the Hunter's Steed. The Astrolith Bearer generates 1 Celestial Conjuration point, and the Croak withholds a spell cast for an additional. Lord Croak generates 3 additional command points, then uses Supreme Gift from the Heavens on himself and the Carnosaur. Into the hero phase, Croak casts Comet's Call, dealing 4 mortal wounds. He then casts Stellar Tempest, but is auto-unbound by Teclis, and also has Mystic Shield unbound. The Star Priest casts Blazing Starlight, but is unbound. At the end of the movement phase, the Salamanders teleport using Lord of Space and Time, and the Chameleon Skinks are hidden as a reserved unit again. Starting the shooting phase, the Star Priest misses Teclis, but the Salamanders kill 6 Sentinels. The Sentinels use Inspiring Presence, and the Seraphon army end their turn achieving their battle tactic to score 2 points.
All right, yeah, so had a bunch of different things going on in this game. There's so many different things with AoS 3, it's crazy. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing of the turn was just retreating the 1 skink here. As I sat down after we were chatting about it, I completely didn't think about rally, so there was 29 skinks there I could have rallied. Still can do that, obviously, in the start of this next turn. But yeah, him coming out and then me getting my battle tactic of holding those 2. Was great, and then I teleported the Sallies over here, and I was thinking about going at Teclis, but you had the +1 save and +1 to wound, the heroic.
Yeah.
It's Teclis' finest hour. There you go.
So I could have been +3. So even if your Sallies went into him, I'm still at a 3+ save.
Yeah, because -2 rend, you're still getting +1 over that. So yeah, I came here, killed enough, and it was a 10-inch charge. I was +1 to charge from that constellation, but didn't make the 9. So yeah. Either way, it's going to be a big priority.
Yes,
so,
sir.
yeah, like always.
Yeah, well, especially with these 2, right? So volatile.
Yeah, and the burning and the, going first. And yeah,
it puts a very interesting dynamic to it, I think.
It's a lot. Yeah. We got to get more reps in. I feel so underprepared.
And even this one, I could have potentially kept this one last round.
Yeah.
But if I had it would have incentivized your Carnosaur to come take it. And you potentially take it, store points, as opposed to me getting at least
100%. It would have been his finest hour that turn.
Exactly. Yeah. So otherwise, I think it's just jumping into priority.
Yeah. Another big one.
Let's roll. I do win ties here, so I have that going in my favor. That's a 6 actually. So
3.
Yeah, you can't beat a 6. So I do get it here. You rolled a 3, and not obviously. Again, there was the consideration of burning. I 100% would have done that if I killed that state on my turn and burned those 2 and store. I would have been ahead.
If you were up that many points.
I would have had 10 points and burned that one.
Yeah.
And you would have had only battle tactics as in grand strategies for your comeback.
And that's what I was thinking as we were chatting about it. I was like,
so it could have been really polarizing, but here, because that didn't go my way last turn, I am going to take the turn here because, again, I just need to survive and keep trying to take out your threats.
Yes.
All right, so for my battle tactic this turn, I'm going to do Broken Ranks, finish off a battle line unit. You have 1 single strength there. Even if you rally for a few more, spend those command points.
Till I roll 10 sixes here.
I mean, even that we saw last turn, I can deal with, I dealt with 29 in a turn. I think I can deal with 10.
Yeah,
no problem. So
heroic action.
I am going to do Heroic Leadership for my heroic action with Techless. So on a 4-up.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
I do get it this turn.
Finally got one. I'm going to do the same with Croak, and I'm not going to get it.
Okay. So with that, we will be jumping into turn 3. You actually, before we start, get to burn an objective.
Yeah, so burn-wise, I'm obviously going to burn this one, so making Techless have to...
I could have burned it for 4 points this turn if you didn't.
Yep, and making him have to come over to... If he wants to come deal with the Sallies, he might not be able to, to do more. So yeah, I'll grab it off by this one.
So otherwise, we'll be jumping into top of round 3 with Lumineth going first.
At the start of the hero phase, the Sentinels use Rally, returning 2 models, and the Skinks do as well, also returning only 2 models. Techless chooses to cast 4 spells again, starting off with Speed of Hysh on the Sentinels. The Sentinels then cast Power of Hysh. With his remaining spells, Techless casts Protection of Techless, Arcane Bolt, and Mystic Shield. The Wardens cast Umbral Spell Portal, but are unbound. In the shooting phase, Techless kills the Skinks, and the Sentinels deal 5 wounds to the Salamanders. Techless uses At the Double, but does not make his charge. Ending their turn, the Lumineth army achieves their battle tactic and captures and burns an objective for a total of 3 points.
All right, as we know, we're both playing, taking big hit swings at each other, pushing as everything that we have as far as we can, but not quite there. I had to kill the Strange from a battle tactic, had to take that objective, so I put my Sentinels on it.
Yep.
And really, I shouldn't have. I put 4 models in case I didn't kill the Stings, but I was willing to put both units into there, so maybe that was the better decision, because I knew I might have to do that and not shoot those guys to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, I did shoot them, but it amounts to nothing because I killed the five of the handlers. It made my charge harder, but I would have failed even with the reroll.
Yeah, 7 and a 6 or something. Yeah.
Regardless, so it doesn't make a difference there.
Pretty much coming down to if I can double back here, hold this, and score 8 big at the end of the game.
That's big. And I do have right now a 7-point lead, but it'll go into your turn. You'll at least store. Good chance you store your 2-point battle tactic.
Yep.
So yeah, that will be big. So that could win it, but also the grand strategies and battle tactics still could be deciders.
Yeah, and it could come down to it.
Again, that's pretty much it for this round. We will jump into bottom of round 3. Seraphon turn, you get to choose your battle tactic.
Yeah, so I am going to go with Ferocious Advance. So
3 units run.
Yeah.
End within 3.
And typically the Ashleth Bear, I'm just kind of hoarding this point now and just trying to keep it for 8. So
they're just sitting around, right? So.
Yeah. So it should be an easy one, and I think Baby J will want to see me do that too. So.
Yeah. And then heroic actions. What do you want to do there?
So for heroic action, this is going to be the Carnosaur's finest hour.
Ooh,
finally.
Nice. Might as well go for the CP with Techless, and I do get it. So that's a
wow. Good luck charm.
Yeah. Baby J all the way. But otherwise, that's it.
Yeah,
jumping into Seraphon.
Bottom 3?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
At the start of the turn, Lord Croak generates 2 additional command points. The active asterism is the Hunter's Steed. The Astrolith Bearer generates 3 Celestial Conjuration points. The Sentinels use Rally, returning 2 models to the unit. Lord Croak cast Stellar Tempest but was unbound, and Chronomantic Cogs but was auto-unbound by Techless. Croak then casts Comet's Call, killing the Cathalar and a Warden. The Star Priest cast Hand of Glory, but was unbound, and Croak cast Mystic Shield on the Carnosaur. After the Carnosaur moves, the Sentinels use Redeploy. At the end of the movement phase, the Carnosaur teleports using Lord of Space and Time. 10 skinks are summoned, and the Chameleon Skinks Deep Strike. The Chameleon Skinks start off the shooting phase by killing 4 Wardens. The Salamanders kill 9 Sentinels, leaving only 2 remaining. Teclis uses Inspiring Presence on the Sentinels, but the Wardens flee from battle shock. The Seraphons score 2 points this turn for their battle tactic, and continue to hold the only remaining objective.
All right, yeah, so we're back. The Seraphon bunker has been achieved and back in my own corner.
You were a little aggressive, but then...
I was until the redeploy. That was super. Jordan did a little cheeky 4-inch redeploy here. I wanted to get the Carnosaur out. It was a 7-inch charge, I think. So with a reroll, pretty reliable, I was going to make it. But when I did the movement, I could have stayed outside 9, and then you wouldn't have had it, and I would have had an 8-inch charge because I have +1.
Yeah.
But I did my full 10-inch, so it was 8-inch. So you redeployed 4,
Yep.
which I was thinking about then just teleporting the Carnosaur outside and trying for the charge, but I was able to bring the Sallies in here, and I spiked their roll pretty well.
Yeah.
And Salamanders continue to still, even a pack of 2, like...
Devastating.
Oh, man. I can't believe, like, this weekend coming up, it's going to be the last time I'm going to run the 3 packs of Salamanders. It's actually insane that...
they're strong.
Drop the camels down, shot the rest of the...
Well, you shot 4 of them.
Yeah. And
so I wanted to keep a couple again for rally and whatnot. I can still try and bring some back.
And their battle line, so you could have...
Exactly. They could have done some interesting things, but, you know...
Rolled a 6.
Rolled a 6 on the battle shock.
Yeah. So then they ran. So then just, obviously I scored my battle tactic, just running the 3 units. Seems to be quite an easy one that you'll see a lot of people do.
Yeah, especially on like early turns or any defensive turn,
with
right?
heroes and stuff, seems like a pretty common one.
Yep. And yeah, so that'll be us jumping into priority for round 4.
That's right.
That's a 5.
That's a 5 as well.
Win ties.
You do.
Gosh, so I just have to take it, right? Because again, every reason mentioned before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So much going on.
Yeah.
I will have hopefully some opportunities, but
anti-hat meta today apparently.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I just 2 ups. That was the game. 2 ups.
I mean, for priority.
But priority again, has gone in my favor. So always lots of rolls that could go either way and decide things for either side. But here we'll be jumping into Lumineth turn first. For my battle tactic, I'm going to choose Conquer. So take an objective from you. This is pretty much my only shot at it, and I really need to do it for the win. I don't think I can keep, like, with you have so many, you have teleports. I can't keep my Sentinels, even with, rally bringing them back. I can't keep them alive.
No.
So I have to deny those 8 points, and this is my last best shot
at
it.
Doing that, yeah.
Otherwise, though, we'll jump into my turn. But actually, for battle tactics, I am going to generate an extra command point with Teclis, hopefully, on a 4-up. I do get it.
Yeah,
so
I will. Yeah, I have 4 unbinds. Yeah, I'm just going to do the same thing for the CP. And I'm not going to get it.
Okay. Sounds good. So we will be jumping into Lumineth turn 4.
Let's do it.
The Sentinels again use Rally, returning 10 models to the unit. Teclis chooses to cast one non-unbindable spell. The Sentinels cast Power of Hysh but are unbound. Then, Teclis casts Transporting Vortex on the Sentinels, teleporting them across the battlefield. The Sentinels shoot at the skinks, killing 4 and leaving only 1 remaining. Teclis then shoots at the chameleon skinks, killing 5. Attempting to charge onto and claim the objective, the Sentinels are forced to use Forward to Victory, but fail the charge again. This means the Lumineth fail their battle tactic and end their turn scoring no points.
All right. Well, that was obviously. I actually felt like it had a great play.
Yeah.
Again, still coming down to the end, scraping the bottom, trying to do everything I can. I had a huge rally.
Biggest rally
for 10 Sentinels. So that's like barely, slightly over like a third of my models came back.
Yeah, it was 29.
Yeah, 28 dice.
28 dice.
I brought back 10 models, so just over a third. So pretty huge, obviously, lucky roll there.
Yeah.
More than I needed. In the end, I could have done the same thing with 5 guys. So it wasn't. It was cool.
Amazing.
But it didn't make or break anything.
But still, that Unleash Hell with the camos. If you only had 5, I killed 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, fair enough.
But either way.
Yeah. So really, the play here was I did a single cast with Teclis, so it was not unbindable.
Yeah.
And I did the teleport. You had unbound the Power of Hysh. So regardless, between Teclis and the Sentinels, I'm killing enough guys there with a charge.
You're killing my battle line because I had 5 skinks here, battle line here. So you try to shoot them down, charge them on, get one or 2 models on there.
So I was outside of 9. Again, with the teleport, I could tag the 1 hero without tagging anything else, get 2 models on the objective, take the objective, burn it for 1 point,
and deny
you 8.
Yeah.
Still with a 6-point lead, also getting my battle tactic. So assuming you get yours too, I would have a 6-point lead after round 4.
Yep. Now I would have killed your battle line, so I would have denied your grand strategy and got mine.
So yeah, lots of things that could have been we would be working through at the end there.
Yeah.
But really, what it comes down to here, failing that charge means it's game over.
Yeah.
That was my last chance because we are going into your turn now.
Yeah.
You again, like you said, you can take broken ranks.
Yeah.
Clean these guys up.
I take broken ranks to clean up the battle line, and then in turn 5 I come back and take monstrous takeover. Have my
and again, the only reason I had a chance to take the objective is because battle line have priority here
over everything.
Objective secure,
which just came up like that's already like 2 or 3 times that we're like it's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be
that one skink changed the face of the game.
Exactly, the one skink that retreated there and held the point.
So I had the opportunity to get some revenge doing that back to you.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I shot at those skinks to reduce your battle line numbers.
Yeah.
I had enough. I would have got 2 on. Needed a 9-inch charge. Rolled an 8.
Yeah.
I have a leader there, so I got the reroll. Rolled another 8.
It's over average, really, but and everyone's at those tournament moments where it's like, okay,
it's just,
I need a 9-inch charge to win the game.
Exactly.
Just give me a 9.
Exactly. So you just, it happens, and especially with the reroll, again, I'm not going to get that every time by any means.
No.
Again, averages and odds, but it's my last big chance. So obviously, a little,
It would have made it much longer of a game still too. We're like turn 4.
Awesome mission. Really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
But just to work through, I guess, the final 2 turns, because obviously I am ahead in points right now.
Yeah.
I don't store any points this round, so it's a big 0.
Yeah.
You, on your turn, again, you're going to take broken ranks. You can put so much into that unit.
Definitely. With Croak as well.
Exactly.
And I can teleport the Sallies back over here.
Yeah, so there's no way you don't kill that unit.
Yeah.
And then you can protect, I can't take that objective back with Teclis.
No.
So you store 2 points at the bottom of 4.
Yeah.
And then I can't take that back. There's no battle tactics
Could be extra
left.
with I killed them with the Carnosaur as well.
Exactly.
Monster. But
so there's no battle tactics I can really do left with Teclis. So I wouldn't store, I don't think, any more points this round.
No.
Round 5, we were looking at them, and you had one.
Monstrous. I can just take monstrous.
Monstrous take over.
And bring the Carnosaur back here.
Yeah. So.
And then the only way you'd be able to take it back is if Teclis was able to kill the Carnosaur as well with the other 7 units within that spot.
So that's not happening.
No.
I don't think I'm taking your grand strategy, denying you from that.
And the grand strategy on top of all that too. So yours would be denied because I was able to kill your battle line.
Yeah, exactly.
I would easily be able to teleport my unit and get my one on the train.
Exactly. +3, plus the 8 for burning that objective the final round.
So
13, putting you well ahead. It's more than a score the entire game.
Yeah.
Being able to hold that last one. So again, that was big. You still likely could have won, or it would have been really close.
Even if
I burned this
charge,
because I would have burned this for 1.
Yeah.
But both burning and capturing is at end of turn, so I technically could have captured and stored it and then burned it.
That's the other thing that we were looking
at.
So
I could have got the secondary. Again, those are two things that happen at the same time. So the precedence is, unless there's anything we've missed so far in 2.0, that again the active player chooses the order of the thing. So
it seems like that's not a very
it's interesting.
Airtight.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's a chance. So I could have got my battle tactic.
Yeah.
And denied in sorted points. So I would have been up 14-6.
Yeah.
With you getting 2, 4, 7 the rest of the game.
Yeah, which could have been 14, 13.
So no, if you only got 7 here, it'd be 13. And if I got, so I would have got the win.
Oh yeah, because I wouldn't have been able to come.
Even with the match scoring for you and min scoring for me.
It would be 2-2 in my grand strategy. But I know I could have with a monster.
Okay, so
that's always there.
I think it's still a 2 or 3 point game.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless, really close. I had a chance, really good chance if I hadn't taken any burn that 9 or make that 9-inch charge.
Yes.
Didn't happen today, so that's a little sad.
But anyways, with that, we're gonna wrap it up here. It's been a long one, but a super fun one. As always, the premium members, they really drive the channel and really help us out. Being able to do these is, it takes a long time editing, doing all the different work and stuff like that. So super, super awesome. Thanks to everybody. Yeah, so if you want us to help support the channel, just consider hitting the join button. And I guess we're going to start having 2 battle reports a week coming up soon. So
yes, very soon. Hopefully we're getting close to the goal. We're well on our way, so I'm sure we'll hit it in no time.
Sounds good. Awesome. But that's going to be it for us here. I want to just say thanks to everybody again.